Silence. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about the quantum numbers. Different types of quantum numbers, how quantum numbers are indicating the position and energy associated with an electron. We discuss about the principal, azimuthal, magnetic and spin quantum number. Principal quantum number indicates the main energy level to which an electron belongs. Its value lies from 1 to infinite. Okay. So, and each number indicates one cell or orbit. When n equal 1, it's a k cell, n equal 2, l cell, 3, m cell and 4, n cell. And also the total number of electrons that can be present in a given orbit is given by 2n square, where n is the principal of quantum number. Accordingly, so in different cells we have k, l, m, n, we have 2, 8, 18, 32 number of electrons that can be present. We discussed. Also we discussed the energy of an electron in orbit, E n equal to -1312 by n square kilojoule per mole, okay, where n is the principal quantum number. We also discussed about the azimuthal quantum number, and this azimuthal quantum number indicates the number of subcells that can be present in a given cell. As well as from L equal to 0 to n minus 1, where n is the principal quantum number and small l is the azimuthal quantum number. Now, for n equal to 1, L equal 0, for n equal 2, L equal 0 and 1, similarly for n equal 3, L equal 0, 1, 2, n equal 4, L equal 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. When L equal 0, it is S subcell, L equal 1, it is P subcell, L equal 2, it is D subcell, L equal 3, 0, F subcell. Okay. And also the number of electrons that can be present in a given subcell is given by 4L plus 2. Secondly, we have seen that in S subcells we have 4 into 0 plus 2, your 2 electrons can be present. In P subcell 4 into 1 plus 2, your 6 electrons, and D 10, F 14 and so on. We also discussed about the magnetic quantum number, and magnetic quantum number indicates the orientation of subcells in three-dimensional region in space, and that is called orbitals. So the number of orbitals that can be present in a given subcell is given by what? Magnetic quantum number m equal what? minus L2 plus L. M equal what? Minus L2 plus L. Where L is the azimuthal quantum number. So for S subcell L equal 0, therefore M equal also 0. So only one type of orientations. And when L is equal to 1, it is M equal what? Minus 1, 0, plus 1. That means you have Px, Py, Pz. So P subcell have 3 types of orientations, Px, Py, Pz, and these are found to be what? Dumbbell in shape. Similarly, also we have seen the d orbitals. For d orbitals L equal 2, so M equal to minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. So these are called dxy, dxz, dyz, dx minus y square, dz square. Okay, let me see 5 type of orbitals are there in the d subcell. Okay, and these are dumbbell in shape. P orbitals are the dumbbell, d are what? Dumbbell in shape. So all the information we will discuss about the quantum numbers, shape of orbitals in the last class. Now today we will discuss about the Pauli's principle, Afua principle and Horn's rule, and applying the rules, how can you configure electron in different substances, that we will discuss. Okay, so let us see. First of all, Aufbau principle. So, what says your Aufbau principle? According to Aufbau principle, so orbitals with lowest energy fills first. So, we have different orbitals we have seen 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, many kind of orbitals are there. Okay, and out of these orbitals, the electron will first choose the orbitals which have lowest energy. That means we know lower the energy, more is the stability. Okay, less the energy, more is the stability. So the electrons wants to become stable. That's why it always chooses the orbital of lowest energy, and hence the principle called orbitals with lowest energy fills first. Okay, so then how can you compare the energy? See, energy can be compared. Energy can be compared by n plus L rule. By n plus L rule, where n is what? N is what? Principal quantum number. L is what? Azimuthal quantum number. Okay. Now see, we have a different substance like see. So when I take K cell, I have 1s. Okay. L cell I have what 1s. I have what 2s, 2p. M cell I have 3s, 3p, 3d. N cell 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f and so on. Okay. So K cell n equal 1, so I have 1s subcell. L cell n equal 2, so I have 2s and 2p subcell. Remember this 2p again divided into what? 3 parts, so 2px, 2py and 2pz. Similarly, the M cell divided into what? 3s, 3p and 3d. Okay. And again this 4 N cell n equal to 4, so L equal to what? 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. Now let us compare the energy of these subcells. Let's see, if I say here 1s here, so here n equal to 1, this 1 indicates what? N. S subcell of cell number 1. So for S subcell, L equal what? 0. You see, we know L equal to 0 means what? S subcell. L equal to 1 means what? P subcell. L equal to 2 means what? D subcell. L equal to 3 means what? F subcell. Okay. Similarly, n equal to 1 means K cell. N equal to 2 means L cell. N equal to 3 means M cell, and n equal to 4 means N cell, and so on. Okay. So here see, this 1s means what? S subcell of cell number 1. So here if I calculate for 1s n plus L, orbital n plus L. 1s what? 1 plus 0 equal to 1. 2s, 2 plus 0 equal to what? 2. 2p, so 2 plus 1 what? 3. 3s2, 3 plus what? 3. 3p, 3 plus 1 equal what? 4. 3d, 5. Okay. 4s, 5. Okay. 4d, 4 plus 3, 2, 6. Okay. So if you compare the energy, see, n plus L value, more the n plus L value, more is the energy. If n plus L value for two orbitals are same, then the orbitals having higher value of n will have a higher energy. Okay. So here you see, I think here 1s is 1 is the lowest cell. So 1s is the lowest energy. Okay. Then what you see, 2s 2 here. Here you see your 3s and 2p both are having what? Same energy. So if n plus L value is same, then n high, then energy high. So you see, so your 2p 2 plus 1 or 3 plus 1. So this will have low energy. So 1s 2s, then what your? Then 2p, then your 3s. Then what your? I will get your 3p. Okay. Now then you see your 4s your 4, 3d your 5. So you get what? 1s 2s 2p 3s 3p, 4s, then 3d. Okay. Then what your 4p. Okay. And so. So this is what the order of energy. So first of all you get what? 1s, then 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p, and 4s, then 3d, and so on. Okay. So I can say, here we can write how. Let's see. See 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 2p, 3p, 4p, 3d, 4d, 5d, 4f. Okay. Let's see. First of all, 1s will fill up. Okay. Then what do you know? 2s. Okay. Then 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s. That is what you know. First of all, 1s will fill up. Okay. Then what you know? 2s. Okay. Then what you know? 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s. So this is the order of filling of electron in different orbitals according to Aufbau principle. So whenever we are having electron, the electrons will first choose to go to 1s, okay, then it will come 2s, then 2p, then 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, and so on. And we know the s orbital contains what? Only 2 electrons. So in the s there will be 2. Okay, and 2p there will be what? There will be 6 electrons. So 2p will go up to 6 because of p orbital contains 6 electrons. Okay, similarly d contains 10. So in this order we can fill up the electrons in different orbits. Okay. This is called what? Aufbau principle. Next is what? The Horn's rule. Okay. Next what? Horn's rule. What is your Horn's rule? What is Horn's rule? Horn's rule says that pairing of electron in degenerate orbitals is not possible until all the available orbitals contain one electron each. That means, suppose I will consider 2p. If I consider 2p, so 2p means what? I have the 2px, 2py, so 2px, 2py, 2pz are the three different orbitals. Okay. But these three are belong to what? The 2p. That means these three are having what? The same energy. These are called what? Degenerate orbitals. Called what? Degenerate orbitals. Okay. So these degenerate orbitals having their same energy. Hence, suppose I have three electrons. And if I put here 1, 2, 1, we know each orbital contains a maximum of 2 electrons. 2px is orbital, 2py is orbital, 2pz is orbital. Each orbital will contains 2 electrons. So if I write here 2 then 1, this will be wrong one. I have to keep what? 1, 1, 1. This is right one. That means, when we are filling the electrons in the p, d and f orbitals, p, d and f, which contains degenerate orbitals, we have to keep one electron in each orbital first. Then after we have to fill up the electrons. Okay. Suppose I have 4 electrons. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is wrong. One, 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay. I have 5 electrons. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me see. First give 1, 1, 1. Okay. Or then 2, 2. Okay. So this is also called Horn's rule of maximum multiplicity. So here you see, if I consider this case, these two cases here you see, two p, 2 electrons, 2p, 3 electrons here, 1, 2, 3. If I choose this case, what means here you see, this orbital is already paired. This one is what? Unpaired. But these two are not in the same state. Here it is in the paired state, here it is the unpaired state. These two are not same, not equal. Now if I say this case, 1, 2, 3, same 3 electrons I have given here, singly 1, 1, 1. Then this one is unpaired, this is unpaired, this is unpaired. Okay, and this and this are in the equal state. So what will happen? This electron from this surface can jump to this place, can come to this place. So this can come to this can come to this. So this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this can exchange, And here also what, you know? And the 1. So 1, 2, 3. It can be three exchanges. So 3 exchanges can be possible in this case. And when the electron exchange their position, they are losing energy. And when they are losing energy, they are becoming stable. Okay. So here this P is the half field, and this half field configuration. So more number of exchanges are possible. So because of which exchange energy will be released, and if energy will be released, then less amount of energy will be there with the orbital, hence the orbital becomes so stable. Okay. So that's why this is the prepared, this is not prepared. So here there is no exchange, at all. Okay. So that's why this is prepared. Hence, so whenever we are going to give electron to the degenerate orbitals like p, d, f substance, so then first we have to give one electron to each. Then after, if there more electrons are there, then we can go for filling of the electrons. Okay, this is called what? Horn's rule. Okay. So what you can say? Pairing of electrons. Pairing of electrons in degenerate orbitals, degenerate orbitals, P, D, F, okay, is not possible until all the available orbitals, contains one electron each. Okay. So this is the case of what Horn's rule, and this is also called what Horn's rule of maximum multiplicity. Okay. Now the next we will discuss what is the Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle. What says it? And the Pauli's principle, no two electrons in an atom have all the 4 quantum numbers so identical. If you consider any 2 electrons in an atom, they will have the different set of quantum numbers. 3 quantum numbers may be equal, any 3, but any one must be different. Okay, because already we discussed that the quantum numbers are the pin code of the electrons. So each electron is having one set of integers. Okay, let us see. If I say there are, so what you can say? no two electrons in an atom have all the 4 quantum numbers identical. Okay. So, no two electrons in an atom have all the 4 quantum numbers identical. Okay. Let us see, suppose we have 2 electrons, so 2s2, suppose 2s2, so E1 and E2 here, N, L, M, S. So because it 2s2, so N equal to 2 here, 2 here. For both electrons, N equal what? 2. S sub cell, so L equal what? 0 here, 0 here. Because N equal 0, therefore M equal what? 0. Okay, but S equal what? Because the two electrons are there in one orbital also, so S1 what? Plus half, what? Minus half. So here you see N, L, M, the 3 quantum numbers are identical, but S is what? Plus half, minus half, different are there. So no two electrons in an atom have all the 4 quantum numbers identical. Okay. Now this is also called exclusion principle. Why is so? Because you see, if I take suppose 3 electrons in an orbital, 2s, if I take 2s3, that means what? E1, E2 and E3. Okay, we take N, L, M, S. So 2s, so N equal what? 2, 2, 2 here. S orbital, so L equal what? 0, 0, 0 here. With L equal 0, so M equal what? 0, 0, 0 here. Now S you know plus half and what? Minus half. So S equal to plus half or minus half. So if this will be what again? Either plus half or minus half. So if I take this plus half here, you see, then see E1 and E3 becomes what? Equal. But already we know that no two electrons in an atom have all the 4 quantums identical. So if I am taking 3 electrons in an orbital, so now quantum number of 2 electrons becomes equal, which is not possible. That means see that 2s cannot contain 3 electrons. So in an orbital, more than 2 electrons is not possible. If you will take, then it will violate the Pauli's principle. Okay, that means see in an orbital there can be only 2 electrons. Okay. Now, how to configure the electrons in the different orbitals? Okay. Now the electronic configurations of the elements. Okay, let's see. Electronic configuration. How to configure electrons in the different orbitals. Okay, let us see. H1. So we already know 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d and so on. Okay. So orbital with lowest energy fills first. Okay. So it is H equal 1 electron. The first electron will enter into what? The first orbital is your 1s. So what is 1s1. Okay. Now helium 2, 1s what? 2. S subshell of shell number 1 contains what? 2 electrons. If I have lithium Li3, so first one what? 1s2, then what? 2s1. Okay. Beryllium 4, 1s2, 2s2. But S orbital will contain a maximum of 2 electrons. So 2s2. Up to 1s there is what? There is 2s. Boron 5, 1s2, 2s2, then what? After this we have 2p, okay? 2p1. Okay? Carbon 6, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. 2s then 2p2. And we know p orbital will contain a maximum of 6 electrons. Okay? The nitrogen 7, 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. One s2, 2s2, 2p4, 9. 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Okay. Then neon 10. How do 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Okay, 2, 4, 6 is 10. Okay. Now p also contains your 6 electrons. So 2p now is 6 is over. Then after we will go to what? 3s. Okay. Sodium 11, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Okay. Then what? Magnesium 12, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. So now 3s2, so 3s fill up now. So after 3s we will get what? The 3p, again 3p up to 6. Aluminum 13, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. Silicon 14, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. Okay. Phosphorus 15, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. Sulfur 16, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. Okay. Chlorine 17, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Argon 18. Okay, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Okay, so 2 to 4, 6, 10 to 12, 6 to 18. Okay, so then after 3p is over, and then what? Here 4s. Potassium 19. Here I can write argon 18. Okay, now after argon 18, what? 3p6 we have what? 4s. So 4s 1. Calcium 20, we have argon 18 and 4s 2. Okay. Then after you can go to scandium 21. Scandium 21, the water argon 18. So 3d1, 4s2. So you see, first of all, this is your 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, then 3d, then 4s. So 4s is the outermost orbital here, not 3d. Okay, so first of all, we are giving the electrons to 4s because it is having less energy than 3d. Then we are coming to 3d. Okay, so scandium argon 18, then 3d1, 4s2. Okay, titanium 22, okay, vanadium 23, okay, first two. Chromium 24, here you see argon 18. Now see 4s 2 3d 4, but actually what happened here? Here this first 3d4 will be what? The wrong one. Here the actually composition will be what? 4s1, what? 4s1, then 3d5. So chromium argon 18, 4s1 3d5 is the electronic composition of chromium. Okay, so instead of 4s2 3d4, it becomes 4s1 3d5. Why it is so? We will discuss later on. Okay, chromium, then manganese 25, argon 18, 3d5, 4s2, iron 26, 16, 2, cobalt 27, 18, 7, 4s2. Okay, then nickel 28, argon 18, 3d8, 4s2. Okay, next was copper, copper 29, argon 18, 4s2, 3d9, but actually what happens? So what will happen? This will become 4s1, this will become what? 3d10. Okay, nickel, copper, then zinc 30, argon 18, so 3d 4s2, 3d10. Okay, so here we have seen two elements, like chromium and the copper is having SS configurations. Okay, so you see, for example, if I am taking chromium 24, what do argon 18, 4s2 3d4. This is what this is your wrong. Okay, this is your wrong, and become what chromium. Chromium 24, argon 18, 3d5, 4s1. This is your correct. Okay, similarly, copper 29, argon 18, what 3d9, 4s2. This is what wrong one. Okay, copper because what argon 18, 3d10, 4s1. Okay, so the chromium and copper is having the exceptional configurations. Okay, now why this chromium and coppers are having the exceptional configurations? Okay, why it becomes chromium for chromium it becomes 4s1 3d5, and why for copper it becomes 4s1 3d10? Now the exceptional configuration of chromium and copper, the reason we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.